What's provoked you to do this interview? Because it's a very sensitive subject for you, and you've kept your counsel for a long time.
Yeah, I have. Well, I mean, I kind of slightly hoard myself, if you like. I was asked if, to do it. And I thought, yeah, why not? And actually, probably because I don't like Matt Hancock. So it was kind of, OK, sort of like, here we go.
You were slightly doing it for his missus, actually, for the woman he left behind.
I think I was. I think I was, in a way. It's not a very nice thing to do, is it? To sort of, like, regurgitate the past and all the rest of it. But I suppose I am kind of one of the go-tos that a newspaper would come to because I can relate to it. And I can...
And you're no kiss and tell.
No.
You're a very accomplished and respected broadcaster and commentator and author and journalist.
Thank you.
You don't need the money or anything like that. And I think, as I say, I think you've been fastidious in terms of how you speak about your exes in the past, including on this show. It's a difficult one for me because I'm really fond of you and I'm very fond of your ex, Chris Tarrant, who I've encountered a couple of times, a real gentleman. So, but you have talked about it, and I guess perhaps it's helpful to anyone else going through a similar situation.
Oh, definitely.
And they might read what you said and thought, yeah, I recognise those telltale signs.
Yes. Through that horrible time, all those years ago, I was trolled massively. I couldn't believe it, that people could be so nasty. But also, I had an awful lot of people saying how much it had helped them. And you do feel very alone. And if anybody can draw on somebody else's experience and literally put an arm around them to say, it will be all right in the end, they're going to believe you because you've been there, you've done it, you've walked that mile, and you're just guiding that person to walk that same path. It's not nice, it's horrible, it's particularly awful for the children. So, yeah, I hope it has helped people. And I don't know his wife at all, but I just think she's been so hard done by. And again, unfortunately, and this is a fact, he's in the public eye, just like my ex-husband Chris was in the public eye. Obviously, there's going to be more interest because it's a name that's recognisable. So to have it played out in public is pretty horrid as well. Do
you think that you deep down knew what was happening, that you smelt a rat in your own situation, or did you have the wool completely pulled over your eyes?
Well, I had the wool pulled over my eyes for about 9.5 years. And it was
so you literally didn't have a clue?
Not a clue.
You weren't in denial?
No.
It wasn't wishful thinking?
No, I'm not an in-denial person. Yeah. I kind of think that the people who know me know that I'm not. I am so upfront, I just face reality. I don't pretend. I need to know. Yeah. And so, no, I hadn't got a clue. And people said, you must have known. Yeah. Almost like you're sort of like saying, that you were in denial. No, I absolutely wasn't. I can say that absolute hand on heart.
In that case, he was probably just very good at covering his tracks.
Probably very good. And also not showing, or perhaps even feeling guilty, perhaps not feeling guilty, and therefore showed no guilt. But then I did get suspicious, and he denied it. And so I thought, my instinct is telling me something else. My head and heart aren't kind of coordinating here. So I thought, there's only one way for absolute proof. Get a private detective on him, which is what I did. And that provided me with the evidence. And it's the evidence I needed, because actually you get to a point, well, he was telling me I was going mad and I should put myself into a clinic.
And you get sort of gaslit, really.
You do.
Like it's your problem and you're imagining all of this.
But I wasn't, that's the thing. But other people are, because maybe they wouldn't get a private detective on to the case and have the proof that they need. And they would be told that they were going mad, they'd be convinced in other ways. Very, very difficult.
We should talk about affairs and why they happen. I suspect it's about the philanderer, not the person who's the victim of the situation. But why do you think it happened in your case?
Do you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I was to do I'm kind of reminding myself of what was going on to do that. And it was sort of, she was somebody to comfort him, but, and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that old sort of...
that old chestnut.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
My wife doesn't understand me.
Yeah, all that. And I thought, well, we never discussed it. It was, well, what did I do wrong, really? Because I think I was a good wife. I think I was certainly interesting. I wasn't any old wallflower. I'm very independent thinking, and I was very independent sort of financially, and I had my own career and absolutely everything. I wasn't needy. My mother said, actually, that was the reason. She said, oh, darling, do try and feel a bit needy. Men love to feel wanted.
But I happen to think that individual would have been unfaithful in any relationship, because I think that these people are serial, philanderers. And I think that it's really unfair to victim shame, and the partner that's cheated on is somehow to blame.
Yeah, Juno, I don't think you can ever say that one person is completely to blame. I must have been to blame somewhere along the line. Otherwise, what would have happened, unless it's perhaps being famous and it went to his head and just and couldn't say no. There's a lot of sycophants around, the groupies. It's probably quite easy to think,
he phoned a friend or too many friends, by the sounds of it. But I think that it's a lucky escape for you, because I don't think you want to be emotionally close to someone that will double-cross you like that. 'Cause I think that's the biggest problem, isn't it, with infidelity? Of course, the act of, being close to someone else is pretty upsetting, but it's the lies, isn't it?
It's the lies. Mark, the lies are far worse than the action. To be able to look somebody straight in the eye and just say, please just answer this question, I need to know. And it's like, no, what's your problem? And things like that. But it's not just the lies when confronted, it's all the lying that went on every time they were going to make that arrangement to meet the other person. And everything becomes a lie. Every single thing, because the lie carries forward and it prevails because it's on to the next one.
Because you couldn't meet him for that coffee at that time because, etc., etc.
Exactly. Oh, I won't be back for dinner because I'm going fishing or whatever. And you think, well, just, be a little bit
And they are fishing,
honest.
that's the problem.
Yes, exactly.
They've got their rod out.
Yes.
And they're pulling it in.
Some old trout.
Boom. That's why we pay her the big bucks. Well, listen, my headline about it is that I think he was mad. I think that it's a lucky escape for you, and I don't know what he was thinking, because why would you go watch shopping when you own a Rolex?
Unless it's fake.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fake.
That's not you.
No.